Hey guys, it's me Afifi. Today we're going to talk about the things that is very important to be aware of before coming here to Egypt. Those things that we're going to talk about is something that locals can experience and also foreigners, and the majority of those things foreigners may experience, and it could be a huge problems for them, and it could be also something that could ruin their experience here in Egypt. The other thing that I want to mention here is that most of the things that we're going to talk about usually would happen in Cairo and Giza. The rest of Egypt, most of those things wouldn't happen there. For instance, if you would decide to go to Hurghada, Sharm el-Sheikh, or Dahab, or Marsa Alam, or Luxor, or Aswan, mostly all of these things doesn't count for you. But the things that we're going to talk here about is Cairo and Giza in particular. So the first thing that any tourist would go to a new country will basically do one thing, and it will be that he's gonna take a taxi from the airport. And this would be the biggest mistake that you're gonna do here in Egypt. Taxis here, how it works, usually doesn't work with a meter. Even this happens for Egyptians. Personally, if I go to any taxi and I want him to take me a 10-minute ride, the first thing that once I enter the car, I told him how much it would cost. And then we start to negotiate the price. For instance, you can't tell me 30 pounds, I tell him 20 pounds, and things work that way. Of course, for someone who doesn't speak Arabic, you cannot negotiate. Also, the taxi driver will see you as a cash cow, basically, and he can rip you off and takes the money that he wants from you. I'm not gonna say that all taxi drivers do this, but I can guarantee you that 90% of them would do that with you. So my solution for that is that you can download Uber, you can download Careem, or you can download Didi. Those are the three ride-sharing apps here in Egypt. I personally prefer Uber and Didi. They are the biggest here in Egypt. Everyone uses them, and if you have any complaint or anything like that, you can just email them and they will return your money back, and also they can stop the driver from working with them. So most of the scams will happen usually at the pyramids in the Egyptian museum, so be aware from the beginning. Once you enter the museum, you would see a lot of people that may come up to you and tell you that it's not open, but it is open. They usually try to take you to their shop to buy a souvenir or something like that, and it'll be like a ripoff. Usually it costs you like 4 to 5 times the actual cost. Also at the pyramids, you would see a lot of people try to sell you anything, literally anything, from a camera ride to a horse ride, or even just to take a picture for you. You may see someone who's come up to you and tell you, I will take you a picture, and then he would come up and tell you, okay, I need 100 pounds or 200 pounds, something like that. So be aware from the beginning. The one thing that I would highly recommend in those situations is that you give them wish khashab. Wish khashab is basically a wooden face. This is an expression that we say here in Egypt when you see someone who's completely trying to push you on to do something. The one thing that you need to do is not looking at him, ignore him completely and then leave him. Or you can say the thing mish aiz or shukran. Those words will be, I think, enough, because some of them will be like shocked that you speak a little bit Arabic, and then they will leave you because they may expect that you have been living here and you know how the system here worked. Also, there is something that happened to a friend of mine that he was at the pyramids, and someone come up to him and told him, I will take a picture of you. And he is Egyptian. I'm not talking about foreigners here. And once he took the picture for him, he just come up and told him, can you give me 100 pounds? Say him no, and the man keeps shouting at him, and he shouted on him. So keep that in mind, because those things could ruin up your experience. Just from the beginning, don't look at them. Just continue, see whatever you want to see, and if you are able to have a guide with you or a local person from Egypt, it will be much better, especially for the pyramids and the Egyptian Museum. Those two places, I highly recommend you to go with a guide or a local person, because once you have them, no one will interrupt you, or no one will come up and tell you what you're doing, or try to sell you anything. Once they know that you are with Egyptians, or if you know some words in Arabic, this will help you also a lot. The one thing that I highly recommend you is that if you're coming to Egypt, you need to visit the pyramids of Dahshur complex, because this is a place that you're not going to find a lot of tourists there. There will not be scammers, and also you'll have a ton of pyramids there. I think that in this place there's over 50 pyramids in that area, and also the pyramid of Dahshur is the oldest pyramid in all over the world. Also you have the Serapeum there. Serapeum is considered to be the 8th wonder of the world, and no one until now know how it was built, believe it or not. So I highly recommend you, if you came to Egypt, to visit. It's just 1 hour ride from Giza. Also, the other thing is that for women, please cover up, because you're gonna face a lot of problems if you didn't cover up here in Egypt. First of all, anyone will see you would know suddenly that you are a foreigner, because 99% of women here in Egypt cover up. So if you try to dress not covered up, most of them will know that you are a foreigner. Also, you can get a lot of harassments from the people. Egypt has a very high number of harassments for women. Keep that in mind. So before anything, please, if you are a woman, cover up here to save yourself a lot of problems from happening from the beginning. Also, if you are coming to Egypt, please don't come with large equipment for your camera, because usually you will face a lot of questions and why you're going here and why you're doing there. Even you could be banned from enter certain places because they just saw a huge lens with you or a shotgun microphone. I know that this may sound very weird for a lot of you, but this is the situation here. Try to bring a small camera or a point and shoot or take pictures with the phone. And also, normal cameras, you won't face problems, but if you have like a telephoto lens or shotgun mic, you will face problems. I can tell you I had a problem just 1 week ago because I went to a place called El Baron Empain Palace. This is a Buddhist palace here in Egypt. I know it's quite weird for a Buddhist palace to be in Egypt, but it is here. And you can visit it. It's one of the best places. But the problem that I had, I was planning to make a video about it, and I just had this microphone above my camera. Once they saw it, they was like very confused. Why are you using this? Why are you doing that? And I started to talk with them, and I wasn't able to shoot anything because out of the microphone. For the camera, it was legal and was no problem completely to use it. Keep that in mind and don't try to get a shotgun mic or large lenses, because if they saw just the camera, no one will care about you and will let you shoot whatever you want. So I highly recommend you to get a neck mic or something like that. This would be way more helpful. I know that this may be something expensive for a lot of you, but this is usually be the problem. If you just show up large mics or large equipment in general, yes, you're gonna face problems and you're gonna face a lot of questions. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And don't be worried, it won't be turned into a problem or something like that. But the one thing that they would do, they would tell you, don't shoot anything. It's not allowed here. Also, when you go to certain places, touristic places, it could be a fee that to use your camera. For instance, at the place that I told you, the Baron and Ban, it was £30 to use your camera, just $2 or something like that. So it wasn't expensive, to be honest. But this is also a rule that could be happen in certain places, that to use your camera you need to pay extra. I know this is something that is not cool, but this is how things work here. So to end things up, is Egypt safe? I would say yes, but scams is here, and keep that in mind. It's very important to come with the right mentality before you come. Yes, some people may bother you, but I would say not to the point that will make you hate your stay or something like that, but you need to put those things in mind. Also, most of the things would happen here in Cairo and Giza, not in the rest of Egypt. To be honest, most of the Red Sea, for instance, the situation there is way more different. People there are way more open-minded, and people are used to meet with a lot of foreigners, so they know the mentality somehow, not like here in Cairo and Giza. So if you find this video to be helpful, please put a like button and also subscribe, and hope to see you soon, guys. Bye.